Hey guys, welcome to this video. I am starting a 10 video series on sharing the gospel. Breaking the gospel up into 10 points really helped me understand it as a whole, just digesting it into smaller portions. So I hope this helps you in the same way that it helped me. In the beginning of my journey, I really had to ask myself this question. I want you guys to ask yourself this question before we deep dive into this. Would you ever get into a relationship with somebody you don't know? Yeah. I honestly had to answer that, and my answer was no, I wouldn't. And I really had to look at understanding who Jesus was from that perspective. Do I know who Jesus is? Why is it such a struggle to believe in him, understand him, trust him, surrender to him? And I really had to ask myself, do I even know who he is to believe in him, to trust him? So that helped me understanding who Jesus is, understanding his character, his 33 years of living, what transpired in his life, how he went about things, where he came from. Understanding, again, baseline, who Jesus is. Help me trust him. Help me believe in him. Help me fall fully into his arms and surrender my life to him. It did not happen just like that. I had to know who he is. I had to study who he is first and know his character, knowing that he is of good, knowing that he loves us, really truly understanding who he is. That helped me. First portion to this video and us understanding the gospel and sharing the gospel is understanding who made us, who created us, and for what purpose. So we're just going to deep dive. Who created us? God created us. God created everything you see. Everything you see outside here, God created. Out of the abundance of love and goodness. That's just him. He created us above all things. Proof? He created the cherubims, seraphims, archangels, angels, animals, dogs. But we are the only creation out of his creations that are created in his image and his likeness. So understanding that from a human perspective lets me know that we are already put on a pedestal in God's eyes. We are already favored in God's eyes. So there is an abundance of love when creating us in God's eyes. So you know that it only comes from love, an abundance of pouring out of love to where he created his children. Because he doesn't call anyone else his children. He doesn't call the cherubims and seraphims that were created before us. He doesn't call any of those his kids. He calls us his kids because we are created in his image. And that's how you know that God abundantly loves us. And we are special to him. So who created us? God created us. Out of what? Out of an abundance of love and goodness. Okay? So the next portion of understanding those. So once we get those like biblical truths down, understanding the rest of the gospel will be a breeze. So God created us, but for what purpose? God created us for the purpose of us being in constant presence with him. Okay? Understand that. Constant presence for eternity. We were supposed to be in his presence, with him, walking with him, being with him, loving on him, being a mirror of his love, glorifying him, being a mirror of his glory. Okay? Walking with him, walking beside him, with him, just loving him in the Garden of Eden. That was why we were created. To praise him, to glorify his name. That's out of his goodness. That's why we were created. To be in his presence, to stay in his presence, to never be separated from him. Okay? So that's why we were created. And it's going to lead us into our next video, but I'm going to stop it there. But if you guys have any questions, or if anything that's just not you're not really understanding what I've explained, please put it in the comments. This video is for everyone. We are all here to help each other understand the gospel and share the gospel and share it to people who have not heard it. Okay? But that is the first video in our 10-point series, Who Created Us and for What Purpose. Love and blessings. I will see you guys in the next video.